Hey, y'all. Let me see if I can turn this damn Instagram thing on. See if I figured it out yet. Hell no. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Nope. I hope y'all are doing well. Let me go over here to my chat. Let me see what I got going on over here with my Facebook family really quick. So you guys know that you can always start with asking the questions. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do this real quick. Start a live broadcast. Okay, so hey nephew, how you doing? All right, so happy Monday to everybody here. If you got questions, please go ahead on and ask. Y'all know this is where the money resides. At least I try to talk to y'all about where the money is. Thank you to my wonderful TikTok individuals. If you are watching and you have not followed me, please do. We need those follows, okay? All right, so let me see. It's trying to tell me how to do this live on Instagram. I swear I need to practice this like before, but I just have not had the time. So let me put my phone on what's the name, because they're gonna try to call me and I can't take no calls right now. Sorry, y'all gonna have to catch me on live if I'm not taking any calls. Okay, so since I can't figure it out, yeah, I'm looking at everybody else go live, but I can't. Anybody want to tell me how to go live? Y'all probably don't know on this Facebook, but it's just not seeming to work for me. Oh, I figured it out. I don't know what I just did. But bam. All right. So coming to y'all from a secret location. No, I'm just sitting outside. So all right. So let's go over. Well, first, let me see what y'all asking. Sorry, my TikTok people. But this phone keeps falling, don't pay me no mind. All right, so let me see what y'all are asking. Hey Dwight, hey Melanin Poppin'. I see y'all already started with the questions. I know that's right. Okay, it says, you know when next third stimulus is coming, I haven't received it. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that, the stimulus and what's going on with the IRS, so you guys will know. Just so you guys know, if you haven't gotten any money, I know you probably don't care, but I'm just letting you guys know that you are not alone in the fight. All right, it's a whole lot of people around here with some dry pockets. So don't worry, you are in good company. Okay. And thank you, Shardia. Emily Marshall did a great job on the office today. Hey, Sharita. And of course, anybody that's watching, please share, tag a friend. I do this because, well, I want to give y'all good information, because I realize there are people out there that are predators that are going to tell you anything to get your money, but are not going to try to tell you the truth so that you can at least make an informed decision. And that is what I am here to do, at least to give you the real tea, the real info, so that you can make a decision if you want to do or apply for any of these things that we got going on. All right. So, hey, Kristen Billis. All right. We could talk about the IRS really quick before we talk about this home buyer program. If you have not received your stimulus, okay, and let's talk about the third one. If you have not received your $1,400, okay, it's not the end of the world. What is going on is the IRS is slow. They are behind, and they are already aware of it, okay? So the only thing that you could do is, if you have not received your stimulus, is you can continue to check Get My Payment. You can also check your mailbox, okay? The third stimulus, which is the $1,400, it's gonna come automatically. If you have not gotten your first or your second one yet, the third one probably is not gonna be activated until the IRS receives some information for your first or your second one, okay? Now, if you have not received your first or your second, and you filed it through a tax preparer or TurboTax or whatever it is, that that stimulus is a tax refund. Okay, it's not a stimulus check. It is considered a tax refund. So you are in the pile that has to wait for everybody else that is waiting on a tax refund. Okay. I know a lot of you are upset. You have not gotten your money yet. Like I said, you are in good company. It's a lot of people around here with dry pockets just because IRS has not made good on what they need to yet. Now, before you ask who can get a stimulus, anybody with a social security number, homeless people, if you got an uncle laying on the couch and he never worked and filed taxes, you can still file your taxes and get your stimulus check. You do not have to report income. Okay. If you had a 18 through 24-year-old and you normally claim them as a dependent, you can let them file their self this year so that they can get that 12 and the 600. I'm only repeating this because I after all this time, I'm still surprised at how many people don't know this information. So I'm going through it. So if you guys already know it, you heard me say it before, please bear with me until I get to the good stuff, okay? What else about a stimulus? Tax refunds. If you have not gotten your tax refund, your standard, your regular tax refund, okay? Remember, there are about 5 or 6 reasons why the IRS held your tax refunds up. It was if you had unemployment, they had to put the new exclusion for the 10,200. They had to, oh gosh, it was earned income tax credit. Anybody with that? It was like 5 different reasons. Sorry, it's on my TikTok if y'all want to go and find it. If not, if you don't know, I can send you guys the video so that you can see, but they do have a couple reasons of why they held your taxes up. Basically, what they are saying is we are working on making changes. So some of you may not receive the same amount of a tax refund that you saw when you went to your tax preparer. If your tax preparer put down that you didn't get a stimulus because they were trying to give you a little bit of extra money, the IRS caught it, okay? And they are taking that out. They're going to send you a letter probably after you receive your tax refund, but they're going to let you know that that is why you received less, is because they found that some of what you were saying wasn't necessarily truthful, and or they were doing their audits and they found that, hey, they did pay you a stimulus. Whether you got it or not, they are taking it out. So you may find that your refund amount is different. And if you're watching Stephanie, I'm not gonna say your last name, you know who you are, but if you're watching, I pulled up your tax refund and it has not changed on my end. So I had a customer that let me know before I started the live that the IRS was sending out letters saying that they were making some adjustments or changes to the tax refund. So that's pretty much just proof of what I was already saying to you guys, is that they are going to be making changes automatically. Those new, or shall I say those updated tax refund checks will be sent out in May. Starting in May, they're going to send out the corrected tax refunds. So some of you guys are going to be waiting until May. Don't worry, we only got like another week, okay? And that's when they're going to have the corrected tax refunds. All right. So if you got any questions about that, please ask. And hey, to you guys on Instagram, I know I don't get in here often because I don't really know how to use it. So sorry. Okay. All right. So let me check and see what anybody has asked me. I'm on my TikTok. So if you guys got any questions, please ask so I can get to it. Thank you, Crazy Ben. I'm doing good. I hope you are too. Hello, Harlem girl. All right. So let me get over here. This is my Facebook and YouTube is my question group. Boy, they be dropping some questions for me. So let me see what we got. Hey, Lamine, how are you? Hey, Allison. Okay, so it says, do you know when the third stimulus is scheduled? You haven't received it. So I pretty much answered that question for you already, Love Rody. So you just have to sit back and sit tight. You probably in that group of people that have to wait. So you will get it in May. Okay. All right. All right. So good. Y'all already getting to the good stuff. Okay. So, all right. We're going to get to that in just a second, Craig. All right. So, so that's pretty much what's going on with your tax refund and stimulus. Remember, you can go to Where's My Refund to find out where your stimulus is if you claimed it as a tax refund. And you can also go there to find out where your plain old tax refund is. You go to Where or Get My Payment. That's where you can go to find out where your stimulus is. All right. So those haven't changed. Even if it says they don't have any information, that means the IRS is slow. They already know that. So it doesn't mean that your tax preparer did not send your information or they're trying to scam you. You know, a lot of times it just takes a minute for the information to get put into the system. And a lot of you guys, especially the ones that have applied with individuals who are incarcerated, the incarcerated individuals don't even know that they have an ID theft pin on their taxes. So a lot of these e-files are getting rejected. So if you are trying to file for somebody that's in prison, please ask them if they have ever been a victim of identity theft. Do they ever use a PIN to file taxes? Because they're getting rejected and then they're going to have to be mailed in, which means it takes longer to get to them. If we could just go and get their PIN, we can pull it out of the system, put it into their taxes, and we can e-file, and it goes much quicker. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. So it's been so much that's going on with this SBA and this PPP, and I'm just telling y'all right now. If you don't follow me on Facebook, Facebook is where I usually put the majority of my posts. It's just easier for me to post there. Please do. I did just post a snippet from the Department of Justice page. They are actually had a job description out, but they are looking to hire attorneys who will prosecute for this SBA, the PPP. They put the EIDL on there too. So I am saying to everybody who got any of these, if you had anybody apply for a PPP or a EIDL loan, please get your login information so that you can see what they put down, okay? Because just because somebody got you $20,000 or whatever they got you, great, okay? But it's not going to be great when you cannot defend what they got you or what they put down to get you that information, all right? So it's like every couple days, something is changing all the time, all right? So since last Monday, let me just run down what has changed, okay? Individuals who are in bankruptcy, they can now file to get a PPP. Before you were not able to, but you can. You can even go and apply for the EIDL. They do ask you if you're in bankruptcy, and if all you have to do is say you're in bankruptcy, but they have a definition of what they call or what they consider being in bankruptcy, okay? If you are in a Chapter 7, you have to have your case. It must be dismissed before you can apply for the PPP, the EIDL. If you have a Chapter 13, okay, a Chapter 11 or a Chapter 12, those are business bankruptcies and individuals who have, homes. They're bigger, they're larger than just a plain Chapter 7. They're not just your basic consumer bankruptcies. But if you have any of those, 11, 12, or 13, and you are in confirmed status, meaning the courts is happy with you where you are with your payments, they have confirmed your plan, you can apply for loans, okay? So they are putting this out. Why? Because this program is going to be ending in another month, okay? We only got like 30 some odd days to get the rest of the money, all right? What else has changed since last Monday? The SBA stated that the PPP program ends on May 31st, okay? And again, if you guys are watching Tag Somebody Share, again, we're going to get them to watch this one way or another, whether it be live or later, we're going to get them views, okay? So thank y'all. But what else changed from last Monday is the SBA said the PPP program ends May 31st, which would cut a lot of you guys out who are trying to get your second payment. So if you just got your first PPP payment, you have to wait 8 weeks before you can get your second disbursement, okay? Now, with the program ending May 31st, a lot of you are not going to be able to. But what has changed is the SBA is saying that although the program is not accepting any more new applications as of the 31st, individuals who got their first disbursement, first draw through PPP will have enough time to get the second, all right? So if you weren't sure if you were going to take that loan because they were only offering you 25, well, now you could get 5,000, okay? So you can now double whatever that amount they were going to give you, and you have enough time to do that, all right? So that has changed, okay? Another thing that has changed since last Monday, So I have a ton of you guys going, I applied for a loan, and my loan is still on hold. What is going on? My bars haven't moved. This hasn't changed. And that really has nothing to do with the bank. It has everything to do with SBA and how long they are taking. They have to go and get your tax transcripts. Well, IRS is already behind. So it's hard for banks to make a decision if they can't pull your taxes, which is why some people have been able to go to certain lenders and skirt through and get money while others are not. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there. So a lot of you who come to me and say, I went to Womply and I've been waiting with Womply a long time, because Womply is probably one of those banks that the SBA says, hold on, we need to pull these 4506Ts, which that is your tax transcripts from the IRS. Okay, so what has changed is the SBA has acknowledged that it is taking too dang on long to get you guys approved for the PPP. So what are they doing? They are now giving the green light to the banks that if they want to, they can approve your loan before they see your actual taxes from the IRS. All right. So let me say that again. The SBA has extended the original agreement with the banks, letting the banks know that they don't have to wait to see your real taxes from the IRS before they approve your PPP. They can just make the decision and worry about it later. Why? The bank is not going to be in trouble if comes back later that what you put is in the real numbers. It's on you, not the bank. So the SBA is just telling the bank that, hey, if you want to take the risk and go on and get this person a loan and not wait for the SBA to do it, and banks are going to do it. So that is why some of you are stuck not getting past on Womply and some of these other Blue Vine. They're just stuck. That is why. Okay, they don't want to take that risk. They are waiting on the SBA, and that is why you have not gotten your forms to sign, or that's why the SBA has not issued you a loan number, is because they're still waiting to see what you really filed. All right, so I'm sure that's going to be a question that somebody's going to ask. So if you guys know somebody, because I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I did it, I can't get through, and my thing ain't moving. Well, now you know what to tell them, and you can say Shamika said it. All right, because everything I bring y'all, I can give it to you in writing and black and white so that you see it. It's not coming just from me. I actually do my research and bring y'all this information, and the SBA just put that out today. Okay. All right, so let me check and see if y'all got anything for me. Nope. Let me go here on TikTok and see what y'all got for me really quick. All right, so I see that one. I want to make sure I don't miss nobody, because I know some of y'all be getting mad when I miss you, and I'm not trying to. It's just they don't make this easy, and I got this big old bright light in my face. Okay. All right. So again, thank y'all for joining. All right, it says, is there a program that will help open a new business? So if you guys watch me enough, you know I always say the same thing over and over. They don't like to give money to people who don't already have a business. Why? Because who knows what you're going to really do with the money. So you will probably never or rarely ever see a business startup grant. You might. It'll be a grant, but it won't be a loan. It's hard to find those type of things, okay? So if you're looking for grants for your business, you can go to iFundWomen. That's the letter iFund, F-U-N-D, women.com. You can go to Hello Alice. You can go to grants.gov. That's the federal grants page. It's a lot more work for those type of grants. And you can also go to your local county. They are giving out grants for businesses because it's a part of this this third stimulus package. So a lot of you don't know, and a lot of people I'm surprised at how much information that the media leaves out for you guys to know, to have access to this stuff. But this money, it's money out there. We just don't know where to look. Okay. So that's what you could do to get money for your brand new startup. All right. All right. Okay. So this says, I received an invitation, but do you have to be in a low income area? So, all right. So this is what is confusing to me. And I'm going to put this on the SBA, but since the SBA cannot change the rules fast enough, here's what I would say when it comes to the targeted EIDL grant. Now, for you guys that do not know what the targeted EIDL grant is, it is a part of the original $10,000 that they were giving out with the SBA when the EIDL program came out. In the beginning, anybody could get $10,000 as long as they put that they had at least one employee. Then People started getting $10,000. And then the SBA said, nope, I'm going to change it and we're going to make it $1,000 per every employee up to 10. And people got mad and they sued them. So now the SBA said, well, all right, we're going to give the money back to the people who need it the most, which is people in the low income area. And we're not going to have them apply. We're going to select them and send them an invitation. Now, if you got an invitation, I would apply. Now, but if you read past your invitation link, it also says you can check your zip code to see if you're in a low income area. And a lot of people are not in the low income area. But guess what? You got selected by the SBA. I don't know if y'all watch Martin, but I don't know if y'all remember the episode where he was going for the job and he kept saying, but they called me. They called me. Well, the SBA chose y'all. So even if you don't live in a low income area, why not apply? You did not apply to get the invitation. The invitation was pre-selected. So apply, I would. All they can do is tell you you're ineligible. That's all. Does it make more work on them? So they selected y'all. They called me. Okay. Anyway, I'm an old head, so sorry if y'all didn't find that funny. It was funny to me. Okay. All right. So let me go over here to my group. Y'all know y'all keep me busy with these questions. Hey, Patrell, let me see what you're asking. Patrell says, when the tax credit gets approved, will it be direct deposit or a check in the mail? And I'm assuming you're talking about the child tax credit. The child tax credit is going to come direct deposit. I am sure that's how they're going to prefer. They are going to open up a portal. They have not opened it up yet. Okay, so for you guys that are wondering about this child tax credit, you will be able to get you will be able to sign yourself up, opt in or opt out. You will be able to input your direct deposit information. So they're going to, according to what they're saying, the IRS, everything is going to be left up to you of how you're going to get paid. And I know they're going to be pretty accurate with this is because they're not going to give you a 1 month payment like they normally do. This is monthly payments for 6 months. So I do believe that they're going to try to do this one right. We hope. Keep your fingers crossed. But that's how that is going to work with the child tax credit. Okay. All right. Sandra, thank you for holding your question until tonight. So if you guys did get the PPP, and we can go back into some of that if you guys have questions, but if you guys did get the PPP and you are planning on doing a loan forgiveness, please know first thing you need to evaluate, and this is what I say to everybody that contacts me, and if you guys are interested in contacting me or having a consultation or whatever based off of your situation, please, you can find the link in my bio if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, and if you're on Facebook, or YouTube, same thing. Most of y'all on Facebook know how to get in contact with me. If you're on YouTube, link is in the description, okay? So basically, first thing you need to evaluate is, do I have a business? And if I do have a business, was that business created by February 15th, 2020? If your answer is no, you are not eligible for the forgiveness. Let's just stop right there, okay? So there are a lot of you, especially those who are running out and getting those loans right now, are not going to be eligible for forgiveness, although somebody lied and told you you were. Why? Because you paid them $5,000 probably. So you're not going to be eligible for forgiveness, all right? So if y'all know somebody, tag that person, and they don't got to know. Just tell them to start the video at about 20 minutes if they're going to watch it later, so that they can catch on to what I'm telling them, okay? So that's the first thing, all right? So if you don't have that, you're not a go. If you do have that, great. Next thing you need to evaluate is, have you reviewed your tax return so that you can see what the individual gave you that got you the money that you got? So everybody's getting $20,000, right? So let's give up the jig, right? It's not rocket science. Not rocket science, excuse me. If you got $20,000, that means somebody put down that you earned $100,000 in sales from your Schedule C. If you don't have $100,000 on your Schedule C in line 7, guess what? You're not getting the forgiveness either, because your Schedule C don't even match what the person put in to get you the money. So guess what? Red flag. Guess what? They're going to report you. Guess what? You're going to have to explain that. And then guess what? You're going to be forced to tell on the person who did your application. And I bet you the person that did your application did a whole lot of other people's application. And then guess what? They're going after that person. Did y'all see the sting that they did in, if you're in Florida, that they did in like Osceola County? They got like 9 people. And they did like 200 applications, okay? So, I mean, I know it's a quick flip for some of y'all, but for some of y'all that's on the receiving end of getting this money, you're gonna have to pay back money that you paid somebody else, if you even get the opportunity to pay it back, okay? A lot of y'all thinking, oh, well, I can just pay it back. No, that's gonna be up to the feds to decide if you get that option. Some of y'all won't get that option. If you have prior criminal record, you will more than likely be prosecuted, okay? This not hating or anything. I'm just telling the truth, because I see so many people. I know people broke. I know people hungry. People want stuff because we ain't never had no money and all that. But geez, man, some of y'all didn't ask no questions. And the people that did your applications didn't give y'all no answers. They didn't say nothing. So some of y'all gonna be in some trouble, all right? I'm just saying. I've only seen one case that they let the person pay the money back. And that's because the person had got the money in just a few months and they caught it. And they gave that person the opportunity to pay it back. But guess what they did? They fined that person $4 million on a $300,000 loan. Did y'all hear me say that? They fined that person $4 million on a $300,000 loan. It's not worth it. Okay? So if y'all didn't get your second draw and you know you lied on the first one, leave that alone. If you know that somebody didn't do something right, do an amendment. Because when tax season ends, that's when prosecution season begins, okay? And that's not being funny. It's serious. The IRS will be done with processing taxes. So guess what they got time to do now? Pull up all these returns y'all gave to banks and compare it with what you really turned in. And now somebody's going to be coming to ask you some questions, and you either going to give up a name or you're going to be in trouble. And then the person that did the application, they in trouble. And no, they didn't have to put their name. Somebody said, oh, well, they don't have their name. So what? They have their IP address. Okay? Technology. Your computer tell on you every time you click to the internet if you're not paying attention. So please don't think you're smarter than these folks. All right? Now, sorry, Sandra. I know I went on a little tangent, but I had to get this information out there because this is important for people to understand. Okay? So how do you pay yourself? All right. If you got the PPP, all right, all of those things are legit. Business is set up by February 15, 2020. Boom, you got that. Your taxes match what they put on the application to get your loan. 2019 taxes, that is. Okay? Boom, you got that. All right? Now, all you need is to open up a bank account, because you should have real business. You should have a real business. You should have an EIN number, and you should have your articles of organization, whether that's your LLC paperwork or your corporation paperwork. And you need to take it to a bank. Open up a bank account, and that is where you need to have that money deposited. Now, a lot of people have said to me, I got my PPP money, but it went to my bank account. Well, let me tell you who I hate to say it, who AWS you need to beat. The person that did your loan. Why? Because any smart person would know, a person that at least cared about the people that's getting the money would know that, yes, you can upload any bank statement from any type of account, whether it's business or personal, but the money needs to go into a business bank account, because the SBA has now changed the rules, and your bank is going to be looking at you funny. And guess what? Your check is going back. Will you be able to get it again? Probably not from that bank. Now you're gonna have to go someplace else. So you need to find out what your bank gonna do. All right. So say you got your business account set up. Once you get that business account set up, you need to write yourself a check every 2 weeks, Sandra, so that you can pay yourself 60% of whatever your loan is. So if your loan is $10,000, 60% of that is $6,000. So what you need to do is you need to start breaking that up. $6,000 divided by, you got 8 weeks to spend the money. So you need to divide that $6,000 by them 8 weeks. And that's how much you need to pay yourself every 2 weeks. Or you can pay yourself weekly, however you want to do. But you got to divide that $6,000 up into those 8 weeks and pay yourself. Why? Because the bank is going to ask for statements. They want to look and see. They either going to want to see the receiving bank statements or the bank that is issuing the check. So please know. All right. So if anybody has any different experience, please share. But I can tell you it's going to go through a 2-step process. Okay. Now, after you do the 60%, you got the rest of the 40% to write off in all of the other categories that they give you. Mind you, this loan can be 100% forgivable. But a lot of you may not get it written off 100% because something may not necessarily fall into the category. Mind you, I said they want bank statements. So do you think that they're not going to be looking to see where some of these purchases, where some of this money went, that you're swiping your card? Because I'm sure you didn't withdraw the money as cash and put it in another account. You didn't. You probably used the same account it went in. So now they're going to go, well, what's this chick? Oh, we can't take that. Oh, you went and got your hair. Oh, no, we can't take that. Oh, you got these rental cars. Oh, we can't take that. So you need to get that little application and look and see if you're trying to get a forgiveness, because you might not meet the requirements, which means, guess what? You're going to have to pay. But I bet you the person who did your application didn't tell you that. All right. So that's the kind of stuff that's upsetting. Now, if you can prove that you've been paying yourself and you got your little, your rest of your expenses fall into those other categories for the other 40%, you should have no problem. The bank's going to review it. They're going to give you their decision. Then they're going to send it over to the SBA. Then the SBA has to review. And then they're going to give you their decision. And if you're good to go, you don't got to pay. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Sam, for your help. But if not, I guess you will be also making payments in 24 months like everybody else to pay the money back at 1%. But that's only if you told the truth to get the loan in the first place. Because if you're not one of those people, it might be a different route for you. All right. So that is how you're going to pay yourself. You got to get that business account in your name. Hey, Dwight, thank you so much. Let me see what else we got before I go on. All right. Have the Biden student loan debit pass? I get what you're saying, Petrell. Student loan forgiveness. Yep. People getting it. Now, please do not try to do student loan forgiveness for a school that is still open. All right. So somebody called me today. I ain't gonna say her name, but she wanted to do student loan forgiveness for Kaiser University. Kaiser's still open. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that Kaiser probably did or did not have campuses that shut down. But when you're going after schools like that, it makes it a bit more difficult. And again, if you're watching, please share and tag. I appreciate it. If not, follow me on whatever platform you're on. I appreciate that too. Okay, let me get back. So this is more so geared towards the schools we know are gone. Okay, the ITT Techs, the Everest, it might even be Ashford. I think Ashford College is on there. There is a list. If you don't have it, you can contact me. I will send you the list. You can search your school. Now, if it's not on there and you still believe that your school will qualify, don't listen to me. Apply. Okay, there are 2 applications. One is a borrower's defense. That means if you feel like the school lied to you to get you to enroll, that's the application you would go to get those loans removed. But a lot of you have already graduated. So if you graduate and the school closed down and you want to do a forgiveness, you can't have it both ways. They're going to ask you, and that's the Department of Education. You're going to have to give one of them up, the transcripts and that degree or that student loan. Okay, so to me, I wouldn't keep a degree from a school that's closed down. It's garbage. There's nothing I could do with it. So some of y'all might be mad. You got to get that associate's back, but who cares? You can't use it anyway. The school ain't even accredited. Okay. So if you already graduated, you will have to give that up in order to have them take it off of your off of the Kaiser system where it shows that you owe. The second application is the closed school student loan discharge form, and that form is also for schools that closed down, but it's for you guys if you made any payments to student loan. That's how you can get your money back, or they can evaluate you to see if you can get some of this money back that you already paid out, for these student loans that you have. Okay, so there is a list. The applications are out there. You can just send them back to Department of Education. They will do their part and send it to your servicer, whoever is handling your loans, Fed loans, Sallie Mae, whatever collection agency, whoever is servicing your loans, that's who they're going to send it to. And then you will get a decision from them letting you know if it was discharged, qualified, ineligible, whatever reason. Do they let you do a If you don't agree, yes, you can. I don't know why the word is escaping me right now, but you can. If you don't agree, you can definitely do a rebuttal with them. Okay. All right. So let me see what I got. DeVry is on the list. Yay. Thank you. It sure is. Tell them DeVry is on that list. Get them out there. Get them off their credit and get them off the Kyber system so you guys can get homes. And we're going to get to that about that $25,000 home buyer program with Moneybag Joe. All right. Says ATI scammed people to come to an orientation and had you sign in on a sheet that gets financed. Well, see, that gets financial aid. Well, so you, sir, if you feel you've been scammed, apply for that borrower's defense. It's a long application, but if they take those loans off, it's worth it. Okay. Thank you. Lux, I could not appeal. Yes. So if you can't appeal, if you do not agree with their decision. Okay. All right. So, all right, let me see what else you guys got. Says, I need help with my husband to get his PPP loan. You can contact me. We can book an appointment. No problem. We'll help you take care of that. Okay. Hey, I don't care if the PPP loan is only for $500. All right. Take that dang on loan. Why? Because we don't know if this COVID thing is going to come back in force. And the next thing you know, they extend this COVID period for like another couple years, and people who got the PPP loans can keep getting them. So I wouldn't say no. I just wouldn't. If SBA extended our money for 24 months, and I'm going to get to that, then PPP, if you can get a minimum of 2. That all right. If I filed married but filed separate, does that mean I don't get a stimulus? If I filed married but filed separate, I don't know what you mean if you filed married but you filed separate. So I got to find out what years. Regardless of how you filed, you should still be able to get a stimulus. Everybody gets one. It just may differ on who got it. Maybe the spouse got it and you did not get it. So if you're married but you filed separate, that's just not going to change anything. Somebody got the check. You probably just have not gotten it. Go check, get my payment, or where's my, okay. They need to tighten up at this point. Yes, they do, Melon the Pop. I'm going to tell you, there's so much going on with the SBA, man. It's and the IRS. If an inmate get their stimulus sent to prison, does the prison take any of the money? Some prisons have, yes, some prisons are getting their piece of the pie, probably to cash it, or they're taking some type of fee. But the prison will gladly let you to get that check there because they want that money in their commissary because they know it's going to be spent. Okay, so some prisons are taking a fee. No, Lynn, I have not. I am going to. Just give me a second. I want to make sure I finish this EIDL. All right. Thank you for talking about that, Teresa. Okay, so let me put this phone up here. I'm tired of holding it. All right, so let's talk about this $5,000 thing that SBA is doing right now. Okay. Remember, if you got the EIDL loan, whether you got it or not, you probably or you should have or you should expect, based off of where you live, to receive a EIDL targeted grant application, and that is to apply for the rest of the $10,000. Okay, but within that application, the SBA has just now, and just now I mean like started Sunday. They just now added the option to get the $5,000 supplemental grant. So we don't know if that is in exchange for the $10,000 or if that is an addition. When I see it say supplemental, to me, it makes me think that they might say, well, hey, we can't get you the 10, we're gonna just give you the 5. Okay, so it's a cheaper way, in my opinion, to give people some money versus giving people the $10,000. But I could be wrong. They have not paid anybody yet. But if you get an application now or an invitation now to go for the targeted grant, it is in your application now. It was not there before. It is there now. Check yes. Some people have told me they were so mad that they checked no because they weren't reading. So make sure you check that so that you can get or be at least looked at for that grant. Now, has anybody gotten any decisions back on the EIDL targeted grant? Yes, some people have already. So what what I've seen is denials. I have not seen anybody get approved except one person. And one of the reasons for the denial is they can't find the business. Same thing the SBA was saying for the EIDLs, unverifiable information. So if they can't find your information, you're gonna have a hard time getting the money. Okay. So the other thing was somebody was told that they had an issue with back child support, and this person doesn't even have an issue with child support at all. So now they have to go and find out what's reporting on their credit. So if you get something that doesn't sound right, you can challenge the SBA. Okay, they let you appeal. All right, so you don't have to just take them telling you no, you can't get it. They do let you appeal. All right, so that is the 5,000 supplemental grant. It's inside of the 10,000 targeted grant, which is a part of the larger EIDL loan program. Okay. Now, what else happened this weekend? Whew, so much happened this weekend, y'all. Y'all know the SBA said they will increase your loan limits to the max of $500,000. Not everybody, but they're increasing the total loan amount that's available to businesses to $500,000 because they want to cover your business's expenses for the next 24 months. So a lot of you got that email saying you can apply for an increase. All you need to do is reply and say this and send your business name and do this. But then the SBA was like, nah, we don't want to do that. Now they want you, if you want to increase your EIDL loan, not the grant, the loan, you can log into your portal. The same portal where, and let me see, I want to make sure I'm not showing nobody's info. Okay, the same portal. Y'all remember when y'all saw this? When y'all were doing it? Y'all remember when y'all saw this and it said confirm? Remember that? Remember that portal where y'all saw all that? That same portal is the portal that you're going to go to now to increase your loan. Okay, so you're going to see your loan amount. And I want to show y'all. You're going to see whatever loan you got. $5,000, you're going to say funded. Right where it says confirmed, right where it says confirm. See that where it says confirm, it should say funded. It should say funded here. That's going to be proof that you got your loan. If it says funded right there, that's proof you got your loan already. Underneath that is a blue box that says you're just going to click that button and request an increase. And you can go up to, y'all see that? Some people can go up to $500,000. Some people can go up to $500,000. It's going to be based off of whatever your original loan was, okay? I seen someone with a $6,000 loan. They did their increase, and their increase came back to $30,000. So what happens? Well, the SBA, and I don't want y'all to fall off on this part because now we talk about the money. So I did all this to get y'all in. So make sure y'all share and tag somebody because this is the good money part. All right. So whatever amount you started out with, once they give you your increase, you can deduct it. So this person got $30,000. They just have to deduct the 6. So they're really giving them an increase of $24,000 to last them for the next 24 months. Okay. So pretty much this business is only getting like $1,000 extra a month to be in operation. That is based off of whatever the numbers they put in when they first did their loan. But then I seen someone, Max, come here. But then I seen someone with a loan that was about 100 and something. And then now they got 500,000 they can go up to. So everybody gets something different. You will get to choose. You will be able to click on a button and slide it all the way to the right. When you slide it to the right, you can choose if you want to go all the way to the maximum or you can stop anywhere in between. Now, one thing, pay attention to your payments at the bottom because it's going to show you the difference in the payments. It's also going to show you that if you go over $25,000 on any loan from the SBA, they are going to request a guarantee or some type of, they're going to want some type of insurance. So if you got anything over $25,000, you have to provide them some type of insurance for your business contents. Come here, Max. because they want to make sure that if you default and don't pay, well, they at least going to come take your laptops and printers and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So if your loan goes over $25,000, just be aware that that is what is required, and you will see the words at the bottom change. Some people are not going to read it. We know a lot of people don't read. They just see money and dollar signs, but I'm letting you know that is what they're going to do. And if you also have a business and you have business credit, you can also go and check your business credit profile to see if the SBA has put a UCC lien on your business already. Okay. If not, they will be. Okay. So make sure y'all pay attention to that, because that's going to start showing up on your business credit if you have business credit. Max, sorry, I got to get on my dot. Get back over here. Come on. So just so you guys know that may be something you guys are going to have to face. Okay. So, all right, let me see what y'all got. How can you apply for the 5K grant? You cannot. It's the SBA is from the third or second plan. The SBA has been there for all of the plans. The SBA went through the CARES Act all the way through this third stimulus plan. The SBA is a federal agency. It's been around for years. A lot of people just don't know to go get no money from them. This EIDL loan is not new. It's been around forever. It has a different name normally. It's a 7A loan, but it has been around. A lot of people just don't know about it. Okay. I don't know what you mean. For mortgage, no, there's nothing for mortgage right now, unfortunately. No, other than if you want some mortgage assistance, you got to go through your mortgage servicer, whoever your bank is, and see what they're offering, because the federal government is not doing anything. Most of them have insured your loans anyway through the FHA, so they feel like they're not going to do nothing else. You can go through your bank to let them give you or offer you whatever they have. The federal government can only do so much, okay? So, and I never said the EIDL was forgivable, but the grant part is the 5,000 grant, the 10,000 grant is forgivable. The EIDL loan is not. So I want to make sure y'all know that. Well, I mean, some of y'all need to understand what I'm saying. I said a loan. Loan means payback. Even if the PPP is a loan and it's also forgivable, that doesn't mean everybody's gonna be forgiven. Okay. It says, are they looking to see if you have a Schedule C on your tax return? Yes, they are. I read a lot of cases, and they are looking to see if you have filed a Schedule C on your tax return. That is why I am telling y'all to please, if you do not know what they put on your application, you have time between now and May 15th to go back and do an amendment on your taxes, so that at least if somebody come and say something to you, you can say that you caught it and fixed it. I don't want to see nobody in jail. Okay. I left a few messages. You get my email with my info. This is Tawana. Tawana, we'll have to talk offline. Maybe today is a very busy day. Mondays are always very, very busy for me. So if you send a message, I will get to you. I promise. Okay. Do you have to make a lot to get PPP? No, you can make a minimum of $2,000. That's a $500 loan. But if you want this $20,000 that everybody else is getting, you have to put down that you made $100,000 in sales. Okay. If you want $10,000, you got to put $50,000 in sales. That is how the math works. It is whatever you put as your sales, divide by 12, times by 2.5. That is your loan amount. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you have to have lots of income? Yes, you do have to have a loss of income. They are looking to make sure you have a 30% drop. So if you are filling out your targeted grant, you need to make sure that you are showing that you have a drop in income at least by 30%. Okay. All right. So before I keep going, let me talk about this this home buyer program really quick. So thank y'all for those who stayed. Pretty much it's not passed yet. Okay. But it is not much different than, well, any other home buyer program. The only difference this one is, okay, this is for first generation home buyers who are also first time home buyers. Okay, so yes, so you have to be both in order to be eligible for this. So if my mother bought a house, I am not eligible for this program because I technically am not first generation. Okay. I'm not technically first generation because my mother bought a house. But if my mother never owned a home, I am. If she owned a home but lost it in foreclosure or it got taken, whatever the reason is, and she doesn't have it anymore, then yes, you could be considered first generation. But your parent cannot have owned a home in order for you to be eligible. Now, there are some of you that got children and y'all don't own a home, so your children can do it, but you may not if your parents did, okay? So that's the first thing. So if your parents already owned a house, you need to eliminate yourself immediately because that is not you. You will not be eligible for this, okay? As it stands, excuse me, as it stands right now. But I wouldn't even worry about it because there is so much home buyer assistance programs out there. You can go through Chase and get $25,000. You can go through Bank of America and get like $25,000. You can go through your local housing assistance offices, and you can get more than that. Not saying this is bad. I'm just saying that if you can't or you don't qualify for this, it's okay. All right. So pretty much this down payment towards equity acts is nothing other than the Biden administration trying to combat redlining. If you do not know what redlining is, it is a time when individuals who look like me or individuals low income and definitely people of color, especially Black, were not given the opportunity to get mortgages even when they could qualify. They were not given mortgages on these homes because certain people did not want them to live in certain neighborhoods. So now, 100 years later, they're making some changes, some progress. Okay, so we're gonna be happy for that. But you don't have to use this because this mortgage assistance has been around forever. Now, so first generation and first time home buyer. So you can have had a home within the last 3 years to be qualified for first time home buyer on any program, not just this one, but on any program. So if you own a home and you want to use a first time home buyer program, you can do it again, but you have to have lived in your home for 3 years. All right. Now, under this down payment towards equity, they're going to give you $20,000. It started out 15. Now it's looking like it's 20,000. But if you live in a low income area, you get the additional 5 for 25,000, and you can use it for. It says it can be used solely to assist the home buyers to purchase a house through down payment assistance, closing costs, or payment to reduce the interest. So pretty much you can use that money to buy down your points. So if the interest rate is super high, you can use some of this money to buy down your points so that you can get in this house with an affordable monthly mortgage payment. Okay. It says you can be on assistance. The only thing you really got to have to qualify is your credit has to be good, and you need to make sure you're first time and first generation, and that you meet the median income requirements. Okay. So if your income ain't looking good, you got to step it up so that you qualify. But that's the same for any housing assistance program. I think this is great. I know a lot of people want to jump on this. I think you absolutely should. But let me tell you something, because I see people giving out wrong info already. No, you cannot get this house and flip it and make it a rental property. Okay. If you get this house, it's yours. You have to live in it for 5 years. That 5 years is the date when the government says they will forgive that $25,000, and now you can do whatever you want to do with the house. But you can't do it before the 5 years. That's on any housing assistance program. So you can't get it and think you finna become a real estate mogul by getting this money and going and buying a house. You gonna have to live there. Now, whatever you do that they don't know, that's on y'all. But that's how that's gonna work. Okay. Let me see. I think I want to make sure I went over everything. So that's pretty much that home buyer program. Definitely, do they check the credit for that? Yes, they're going to check the credit because you have to qualify through a bank, and it's going to be 640. A lot of mortgage officers will tell you that you can get in a house at 580. I've seen someone who is getting into a house, matter of fact, right now with a 590. But this person is going to use the money and to pay down the interest, because his payments will be high because his score is low. So he has the money to pay down the interest to where it's cheaper for him, and he doesn't care about 590. You have to find out what the bank is going to say about you. What they might do for somebody else, they might not do for us. Okay. If it's a lot of factors that they may not say that they pay attention to, but they do. Race and gender, all those things that they say they don't like to discriminate against. If they weren't discriminating against it, they wouldn't have to put it in the writing. So if you go somewhere and you feel like you're not getting what you should, always go someplace else and see what somebody else is saying. But yes, a 640 is what they would like for you to, and the 640 is your median, and your median means your middle score of the 3 credit bureaus, okay? And usually that middle score, and it really depends on how it's pulled up, but usually that middle score is sometimes TransUnion or Equifax, okay? Yes, Lux Expression, it is fraud if they didn't actually make that money. That's why I'm telling people to go and try to correct these things now, because a lot of people didn't even know they were committing fraud. They were just getting the money. Okay, so is there any way you could check the confirmation of status of the EIDL grant? You can log into your portal and see where your status is right now. It's been open for you guys to look and see. If you don't want the child tax credit, you can opt in and opt out when that portal opens. It is not open yet, okay? What will they ask? Will they ask as to documents for the forgiveness? Right now, it's going to be bank statements. They only are going to ask for receipts, I believe, if you're audited. But if you have some receipts, that's good too. This is what I'm telling everybody. If you're trying to get this loan forgiven, please walk around with a receipt book somewhere in your car or on your person, so that anything somebody gives you that's business related, you can now try to write these things down so you can get your forgiveness. It might seem stupid, but it will help if you don't want to have to pay this money back, okay? Are they still paying rent for 12 months? They are paying rent for 12 months, but I have not seen anybody get any money yet. I read an article today that says the federal government is slow to hand out the money, which I'm not surprised. But yes, the money is there. I just haven't really seen anybody say that somebody got their rent paid off these programs. All I know is a lot of places are not putting people out, okay? So if you did not do that CDC eviction moratorium, it clearly says on that paper that you cannot be evicted if you owe back rent. Now, you can be evicted for being a menace to society, but not for owing back rent. So I'm telling you, if you ain't filled that out and turned it in, please do, okay? See, Melanie Papa, it's just too scary, man. It's not worth it to be doing that for that little bit of ass money. It's not. And I'm glad they told you. I'm glad a person, because some people don't tell you the right thing. All right, withdraw that money in a business account and start paying yourself. That's exactly the way to get around this PPP forgiveness. That's so good. All right, are they still paying the rent? Yes. Is University of Phoenix on there? University of Phoenix is not on that list, but University of Phoenix did get sued. You can call the Federal Trade Commission, ftc.gov, and get their number, because they're University of Phoenix students. So you can see if you're on the list by just calling and giving your name. Okay, so yes, I talked about the homeowners with the money. Let me keep going. Does anyone know if Grantham University? Stacy, I think you asked that before. I don't. But remember, I can send that link in this group, and before I sign off, I will put it in here so you guys can look. Okay. If the school changed its name, if you got a degree, you got to choose if you're going to give it up. Department of Education knows if that school changed its name. That don't make no difference. If they still lost their accreditation, they lost it. You do more than one PPP loan. Can you do a loan on the same business? Can you do more than one PPP loan? But you'll need to make sure you meet those requirements. Was my business up by February 15, 2020? Do I have a Schedule C showing that I made at least $2,000 of expenses on line 7? Okay, so if you do, good. Go and get that money. All right. You're welcome, Brandon. I just want to give y'all some information, okay, to keep y'all safe. And yes, I do, Miss Stacy. You can get the link. You can book an appointment with me, and definitely. I go over all this before I even do help anyone with anything. If you are declined for a targeted grant before the 5K was included, will you qualify for the 5K? We don't know yet. That's a great question, Teresa. We are still waiting to see. They just added it on Sunday, so we don't know if they're going to automatically divert that to you guys. But if anybody gets any indication or any notification or email from SBA, please send it to me, because this is how I continue what I'm doing to help other people. So if you got tips, please send it. What works for you or don't work for you might work for somebody else, okay? What if I fill out for the student loan forgiveness? What do I fill out for the student loan forgiveness? I went to Everest. Ty, I will send you, send me a message in my inbox and we will send you those applications so that you can get your loans forgiven. If you haven't been in business long, can you still get a PPP? I answered that question February 15th, 2020. So if you're not in business by February 15th, 2020, don't waste your time. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me check. Okay, I'm just making sure nobody said anything else. Second draw, usually 2 weeks after you receive the funds in your account. Thank you, Lux Expression. See, I was told some banks were saying 8 weeks. So Lux Expression said that if you get your PPP loan money, the first draw, some banks are letting you go and get your second draw right after, like 2 weeks after getting your money. So it's really going to be up to your bank. All right, so make sure you get that in and get that money if you qualify. Trying to get my stimulus for the first time and open a business grant for startup. No business grants for startup. If you're trying to get your stimulus for the first time, you can contact me. We will help you claim that. And you got to get some grants. And if you don't have that eligibility by time, you might have a problem later. Okay. Is there a way to send the correct Schedule C to Womply? Yes, you can update your application. Womply has a thing where you can update your application. Or you can withdraw your application and reapply with the correct information. The credit requirements are 640. Some people are calling me and I'm on live. I'll have to talk to her later. All right. Do you need to be pre-approved first in order to get down payment assistance? In order to get down payment assistance, your credit needs to be straight, okay? Because ain't nobody going to give you no loan. You also need to take the 8-hour class. If you're here in Melbourne, the housing initiative, the community housing initiative has already started giving classes every month again, like they used to. You can go and take that 8-hour class and get it out the way. Then all you got to do is get that credit up because that certificate is good for a year. Get that credit up. Soon as that credit hits 640, at least for that median, you can go and check with the bank. Let them say yes or no, everything's good or bad on your credit. They're willing to give you a loan and then go find you a house. It's really that easy. All you need to make sure is you got the income. Your debt to income ratio is low, so you don't owe a lot in debt. So if you got a lot of bills and you max out your credit cards, you need to pay them down. Okay. Latasha, sign up for what? I'm sorry. And just FYI, this down payment towards Equity Act is not all the way approved. Okay. I'm sure it's going to pass. It's just not passed yet. Okay. So Kenya, you can't use that one until it's approved, but you can use the other first-time home buyer assistance programs. You might actually get more money the other way. And again, the high funds under people who are citizens in America. You're right, Dwight. I'm with you on that one. All right. Would you be able to guide me on how to even start as far as buying a home? Of course. I always say the first thing we got to do before you start about buying a home is let's get the credit together. I'm a real estate agent, so I can tell you, I don't like showing houses. I more like to do property management, but that's just me. But I definitely give you the information or put you in contact with people and also send you listings if you want. But I'm not going to waste my time or yours if you are not credit ready. No bank wants to waste their time, and we don't want to waste your time either. Let's get right first so that we can go in the right way when we walk into these banks. We want them to know that I check my credit. I know I'm at a 640, so they ain't looking at you and thinking you stupid. It is called the Mom's Alter Egos. It is called the Down Payment Toward Equity Act. A debt to income ratio means how much, if you make $1,000 a month, but your bills are $700 a month, your debt to income ratio is like 70%. Okay. You need to be low. You need to at least be 41% or lower. Okay. In order to qualify, the bank needs to know you have enough money to pay your mortgage. If not, you're going to be in bankruptcy or foreclosure. So that is what your debt to income ratio is. They're going to look at what's coming in and what's going out. You need more coming in than you need going out. What 8 hours? I'm missing the information. The 8-hour class is the 8-hour counseling class that they give you before you go out and buy or use any of the government's money. Pretty much it's a nonprofit agency telling you the same thing I'm telling you. And I'm actually going to do they're going to do an 8-hour class, and I'm going to offer a 2-hour one after y'all done with them. And I'm going to talk to y'all the real way so y'all understand exactly what it is you need to do. By them being a nonprofit, they can't say certain things, but I can. So, I definitely want you to take this 8-hour class with them because you need that certificate to take to the bank and to the real estate agent so they know that you already met all the requirements to get this money. This is not just for this $25,000. This is for any home buyer assistance. They require a class. Okay. Like I said, you should be able to find that in your local area. They're good for a year. So even if you take it now and the bill's not approved, you can always use it when it becomes approved because you took the class. All right. This says, can you refer me to a person to help me with my taxes for business? Yes, Smiley Brown, you can send me a message. I can help you out. Okay. Hey, Sultry Maven, I didn't even know you were on here. Okay. All right. If your credit need to be fixed, we need to talk because you can't be going to these people raggedy with raggedy credit and think you're going to get a house. It's just not going to happen. All right. It says, please answer me. How much can I pay myself with the loan? 60% of whatever the loan you got for PPP. So take your loan amount and times it by 0.6. And that is how much your income is. And you need to divide that by 8 weeks. And that's how much you need to pay yourself every week. Okay. It says, I have credit, but I have student loans. Student loans are killing the debt to income ratio. Okay. It used to be much easier to get a house if you were in school, but now you can't. Now they take that student loan payment into consideration, and it hurts a lot of you guys. So if you are planning on getting a house and you got a lot of student loan debt, you might want to see what your debt to income ratio is so you can see if you need to put in some overtime for a couple months so that this bank can be happy enough to give you a loan. Okay. You don't have to have overtime all the time, but maybe for the last couple months they might like and will put you down to help you get in a house. A bank doesn't want to keep you from a house. They just don't want to risk you losing it and then they stuck trying to get rid of it. Okay. Thank you very much, Slick Nate. I appreciate that. Okay. It says, I bought my home in July 2020. Is it nothing for us? Well, if you bought your home in July 2020, congratulations. I hope that this year you apply for your homestead exemption. You should have did that in 2021. At this time, the only thing they're going to give to you guys is you're going to have to go through your servicer and see. See, the reason they're not giving it to a lot of us who own homes is because we're not hurting as much as the people who are on low income and living in apartments. They got rent that's going sky high, so they don't necessarily see an immediate need to get us anything. Okay. That's the problem. Don't mean we're not hurting. That's just how they're looking at it. They're prioritizing who needs it first, and people are getting evicted. Rent prices are going up. So if you're not trying to get into a house, I don't know what you're going to do and where you're going to live. So you got to fix the credit so that you can buy something because rent is going to be astronomical. Okay. If not soon, it's keep going. People keep moving, rent going up. Okay. All right. So let me check because I'm going to get ready to go. Y'all know I like to be done by 8 o'clock. All right. Let's G. Thank you. You're on the right live feed. Yes, you are. Stacy says your line 7 says 2091. That means you can at least get the $500. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's a little bit. Okay. And last but not least, what's the best thing to use to track your credit score that lenders use? Because the one I use is not accurate. Good question, Shardia. And I can tell you right now that you will never see what lenders use, just like you will never see what a car dealership uses. The only thing that you can do is get a close estimate. Okay. At least it's within maybe 5 to 7 points of what they really see. So I wouldn't stress that you don't see the actual score. You don't have access to see what banks see. Banks look at stuff totally different than what we look at. We just look at our basic regular FICO score, our basic FICO score 8, and they look at score 3 and 6, and they look at a bunch of different ones. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But so you'll never see it. So I could tell you if you're interested in buying a house, you can go to myfico.com. You can do Identity IQ. I'll put those links in here. I'm copying links right now, so that you can try your best to see what they're offering. So I just put in the box here where you can go for your student loan. All right. So I'm going to do that for everybody. So give me 1 second so everybody can see. I want everybody to get this same thing. So I'm going to send it on Instagram right now, and then I'm going to do TikTok. Okay. So you guys will be able to see. So if you are interested in doing this student loan forgiveness, it never pays in Instagram. I just hate it. Ugh. It doesn't. It just never pays. So anyway, if somebody were to ask me a question, I think I could post it, but it just doesn't do it. So that's all right. And then let me post it in, I think I can post it in, TikTok. But we're gonna find out in just a second. So yeah, get your credit right. And again, I'm gonna try to get some classes out here so I can give y'all the real deal, because I swear people just ain't talking to nobody and telling people the whole truth, and they're just lying, and that just irks me. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay for the class, but my classes are cheap. It might be like $5, $10. It might, but the 8-hour class that they're gonna offer, you're gonna have to pay for that one too. So you gotta pay them $50. So but they only talk to you once. I talk to you every Monday at 7 p.m. So I would appreciate if y'all support me, because I'm the one that's holding your hand with you virtually to make sure that you get what it is that you're trying to get. So I could not post it on TikTok either. I don't understand, but that's okay. You can send me a message in Instagram or on my Facebook, and I will send you the information that you request. Before I go, let me put out my phone number. All right. This is so you can text me and join my little text group. So a lot of y'all are like messaging me on 17 different things. Don't do that. Y'all make more work for me and my staff. So let's make sure that we message one place and give us a chance to get to you. I know every issue that you guys have is important. It's important to me too. But we can only get to you when we can get to you. All right. So 407-698-3804. I'm going to come back to you on Instagram again. TikTok, 407-698-3804. Again, 407-698-3804. 407-698-3804. Okay. You can stay up in my text group. You can ask questions. We do try to get back to you. You can also book your appointments, all that kind of stuff right through there. And I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you again for joining me. We're going to see what I bring to y'all next week. Remember, it's always something new. These 7 days are just trying, because it's always something new. But I do try to keep up to bring this to you guys. Unless you have anything else for me, and I don't believe so. When are you coming to do the class? Yes, I am doing a class for homeowners. You definitely don't got to worry, but we definitely do, especially with this new thing with Joe Biden. So I'm gonna put together a list where y'all can get all the money for the $25,000, not just through this one. And we just gonna get y'all credit together, and we're gonna tell y'all exactly what it is you need to know and have. And we trying to put y'all in houses this year. So I got one. I want y'all to have one too. But anyway, so I'm gonna go. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all for tuning in as always. And bang the inbox, the phone, however, and I'll talk to y'all soon. See y'all next Monday. Bye, bye, and bye. 407-698-3804. 407-698-3804. All right. So I will see y'all again. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening. And let's get this PPP money, but let's get it the right way. All right. So if y'all need to redo your taxes, amend them or whatever, I can help you out with that. I don't want nobody going to jail. Nobody getting in trouble behind that little stinking behind money when we can go and cash out with EIDL money and you don't even have to do all that. Okay. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Bye. See y'all, Facebook family. Bye, y'all. Y'all know how to reach me, okay? Just hit me in the inbox and I will talk to y'all soon. See y'all.